Hello. Haven't done one of these for a while, so I've kind of forgotten how to use this, but I have been meaning to try this treatment for a while now, and now I'm fully qualified platinum tech. I can do it myself. This is the Million Dollar Hair Rejuvenation. Now, I'm going to try it on myself because up until I was 46, I had a healthy, quite thick, lot of hair, as you can see. And when I was 46, I had my last child. She's 7 now, so you can do the maths and work out for yourself how old I am. And when you're pregnant, for the ladies who've been pregnant out there, one of the very few bonuses you have is that you tend to have a very glowy skin, and your hair becomes lovely and thick and lustrous, and all that's really happening there with your hair is it's not shedding as much. You have increased blood flow because you're growing new life, so your body's just pumping the blood around a lot harder and faster than it would if you weren't pregnant, if you weren't growing a baby. So your follicles are getting a really good blood supply. You're hopefully looking after yourself because you're with child, so you know you've stopped all your drinking and your fun stuff and everything, and you're watching what you're eating and everything, so you tend to be more nourished. So your hair gets more nourished, and it's not interested in shedding, it's interested in growing a baby. So you have a lustrous head of hair, and then you give birth to your healthy baby, and what usually happens then, your hair starts shedding, coming out in handfuls, and all it's really doing is catching up with itself. This is the stuff you would have lost in the 9 months. So I had that was clogging up the drain pipe, and I was getting in all sorts of trouble because I was clogging up the shower and people didn't like it. So anyway, that coincided with me with hitting the menopause. So I had the perimenopause, and I'm very much in the menopause now, and I have now these lovely, which I'm showing you today, bald patches here, thin, very thin. It doesn't tend to be thin all over, it's just there. I don't know if that's a female pattern baldness. That's very, very hard to, you'd need to go to a trichologist to find that. But it's definitely since I've hit the menopause. So I thought I will give the Million Dollar Hair Rejuvenation treatment a go. I've seen some amazing befores and afters from my fellow platinum techs. I put a few of them on here. But you know, there's nothing like doing it on yourself, is there? So here we go. So here we are in all my baldy glory. I see a little bit there as well. It doesn't help. I wear my hair up a lot, and I'm trying not to do that. So what I've done, I have freshly washed my hair, and I've actually washed it in Glyco Wash, which is one of the Million Dollar cleansers, and this is really good. This has got glycolic acid, lactic acid, and salicylic acid in it. So what this is going to do is reduce sebum and help reduce the oil production and calm and hydrate. This is really good if you do actually suffer from breakouts on your face. Use that 2 or 3 times a week. You don't really need to use it every day. It should keep its, if you keep using it, to regularity. But I've washed my hair in that, and I'm going to wash my hair in this twice a week, which is what they recommend. So I'm going to do that. So we'll give it a good chance. So I've been doing that. So if you want some of that, I've got some of that in stock. So what I've done, I freshly washed my hair in that. Now, what you need to do is dampen your hair. So you come along to me. This is what you're going to be doing with freshly washed hair, hopefully with some Glyco Wash. You would have done that for at least a week beforehand. It's all about prep, isn't it? So what I'm going to do here, I've got a mirror down here as well as my, if I can't see in my photo there. You see my lovely new sink? Oh, amazing. But I'm just spraying because I don't want to absolutely, I've got to take my daughter to brownies later. That's going to be good. I'm going to turn up like Ray Reardon. Showing my age there, Ray Reardon. Anyway, so look, you can actually see it. Now it's really damp. I've taken before photos, and I am going to take one every week because that's the kind of girl I am. And I'm going to put that on there. So I've dampened it down. Okay. So that is really, really good. So what I am actually going to do now is change my gloves. And you can tell I used to work in a theatre. It's an operating theatre, not a musical theatre. I'm not that talented. Saying that, you do need to be quite talented to work in an operating theatre. I'm not going to do myself down here. New gloves. Now, I'm going to use the roller. Now, so I'm using a 0.5 mil because I want to do this every week. And if you want to do it every week, you don't go further than a 0.5 millimetre. It all comes sealed up, so you get your own one. I've got mine here, and I've got my barrier tape on my trolley here. So you do have to, whether it's not aseptic, but it's as clean as you can get. So I'm opening up my new roller here. Go in there. I've got my sharps box down here as well, so it's going to go straight in there. And we're going to clean the area with some Procept, which smells lovely. But it's antiseptic. We want to clean the area because we are going to be making holes in it. So I'm going to dab this, and all this is really, it's not smelling all that great. So I'm going to look in my mirror here because my phone's too small. So I'm dabbing that on, and oh my gosh, that smells vile. Oh, right, anyway, it's fine. It smells clean, doesn't smell vile. Goes in there. So this is the ampoule we're using. This is the hair ampoule. This has got anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antioxidant properties, and it's hopefully going to reduce flaking. My scalp is really flaky, and sometimes the flakes come out with little tiny bits of fluffy hair in them, so it's not great. And this will improve my scalp and hair health overall. And the needling stimulates growth. You've heard me talk about collagen production. Well, needling is your baby for that. So we have to break it, and here's another way I used to do this in the theatre. Into the sharps box you go. So what we need to do, it's going to be very hard doing it on myself, but I'm going to have a go. You know, he who dares. So here we go. And I'm going to open that already. So here it is. Here's the roller. And I'm going to put some of the hair ampoule. You need to get stuff in there. There you go. There we are. There we are. Can't see what I'm doing in there. And I'm going to have to do it down here, but you drip that on literally. Oh, this actually smells quite nice. And I'm going to rub that in over the area I want to treat. I'm going to pop that down there for a moment. And then you get your needling roller, and I'm going to needle it in. Doesn't hurt, actually. What it feels like, have you ever given your head a good scratch with your long nails? If you've ever got long nails from me, or you have long nails, you get in and you give it a right old good scratch. Feels like that. It feels actually quite good. So what we do, we go over in the needling pattern. You pop that down on there, and then I'm going to put some more on, and you kind of work in sections. So I'm going to be going down here because it is terribly thin. There you go. So, you know, it happens to everyone. Thinning hair at some point in your life. It doesn't just happen to men. And it doesn't, you know, happen when we're ancient. I'm not ancient. Well, not really. 53. Right. So I'm going to, you can go over hair. Kind of go in the direction of growth as well. So we're not getting tangled up. It's not. Making sure I'm getting everything in there. And I'm going to go up here now. I'm going to pop that on the thing there. It smells lovely. It's really nice, actually. This is good. Oh, there we are. So yeah, I mean, obviously it's easier to do it on someone else. But I'm going to give this a go, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this once a week, and it is recommended And then once you've kind of had that, I think 6 weeks, they say, so I'm going to give it a go, 6 weeks. And then they say, you know, obviously if you've got some benefit, because you never can tell, even if it just thickens up a bit here, I'm going to be happy with that. Right, I'm going to work on this side now. So, and what you need to do, you need to leave it on as long as you can. So, oh, it smells lovely. So this is your antiseptic. We're just cleaning the area here, so you're not getting any, we're not getting any dirt in there, because we are working at a deep level here. It's an advanced procedure. Don't go and get the stand down the Turkish barbers, please. Anyone sees that, don't go and get that. Right. And you leave this, and the longer you can leave it on, it just feels like I'm having a good old scratch. It feels really nice, actually. The longer you can leave it on, the better. So I'm going to go down to brownies later. I'm going to leave it on. I'm going to leave it on overnight, actually. I might even leave it on tomorrow. I don't usually wash my hair in the morning because I'm on a bike usually. But I'll see how it goes. See, this one is just a different shape. We're all different. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do another bit here, and I won't bore you, but I just thought I'd show you how the hair rejuvenation works. I'm going to go there and there. So obviously I might do a bit more actually in a bit because I've still got some left. But obviously if you've got bigger patches to do, you know, we'd work over a bigger patch. But I'm really interested in getting those bits here because they are kind of spreading down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that in now and let it dry. And then I'm going to take a photo in a week's time, excuse me, a week's time, and I'm going to put them up so you can see where I've started and if it's made any difference. I'm hoping it's going to, even if it stops the flaking, that's going to be something, because I've spent a fortune, an absolute fortune. I can't begin to tell you how much I've spent on Aveda shampoos, you name names here. I'm really spending shampoos. I've been to trichologists about my hair, and really, and they're like, oh, well, yeah, we can do things. And they've suggested needling. So here we are. I can do it. Let's just see if we can get any kind of impact on what is a really, really, it's not a unique problem anyway. This happens to a lot of women. I have long hair, and I know we've got shorter hair, it's easier to cover it up actually, but when you've got long hair, it's very noticeable. And I'm dark, got my grey hair. I deliberately didn't dye my hair. You don't want to be dyeing your hair before or after when you're doing this. You can do it after, once it's sort of like had its effect and everything. You can go and do whatever you want with it, but the chemicals and everything like that, it's not going to help when you're working on the scalp. So we just want to keep it as clean. I'm going to keep on with my Glyco Wash from a shampoo twice a week, no more than that. I think that'll be fine, and I'll let you know. And like I said, that didn't hurt at all. It actually feels quite nice. So fingers crossed, and I'll come back and show you in a week's time.